All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. It is tax day in Massachusetts and the rest of the country. It's April 15th, 2026. Woohoo! Welcome back to the channel. It's nice out here. We're looking at 75 degrees. The market's been crazy. We're going to jump into Robinhood at the end, and we're going to tell you a surprise at the end that has to do with day trading. Really cool if you're a day trader. And sometimes I need that rule as well for option trading if I have to roll multiple things a day. So the title today here is Top 5 Stocks for Small Accounts, to how to start selling options, also for beginners. So it's going to be small accounts and beginners, the top 5 stocks I would pick. Because some of these smaller stocks are less expensive. And by the way, my head's been peeling. I just put lotion on it. So if you see any flakes, it's just because I got sunburnt this weekend. So let's just say you don't have enough money to even buy 100 shares of these small stocks. I would say, obviously I'm not a financial advisor. Don't take my advice. Do research on everything. I'm not telling you what to do. This is what I would do if I had to start over again. I would take as much money as I could and put it into an S&P 500 index or the NASDAQ 100 index until I had enough money to buy 100 shares of one of these stocks. So let's go over it. Top 5 stocks for small accounts or beginners. Most people think you need 20,000, 30,000, or even 50,000 to start selling options. That's not true. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 stocks you can start with even if you only have a small account. And the other thing good about beginnings doing these smaller stocks is the premium's not that much, and if you make a mistake you only lose 20, 30, 40 bucks. So that is why I suggest starting with smaller stocks. We're going to go from 5 to 1, and these are specifically chosen for people who want to learn how to sell options without risking a ton of money, because the goal isn't to get rich overnight, it's to learn the system and scale. So I just bought another 100 shares of Tesla today. I'm up to 2,300 shares. Literally 6 months ago, I had 1,000. So once you get going, it snowballs and snowballs, and it's pretty crazy. And I'll also tell you roughly how much it costs to buy 100 shares, because that's what you need to sell covered calls. One contract equals 100 shares of stock. I like owning the stock and then doing covered calls on it. You can do selling puts, but that's another video. If you have any questions about selling puts, I used to do that a lot. I do not do it much anymore. All right, number 5, Bank of America, ticker symbol BAC. Coming at number 5, Bank of America. If you're looking at about $54 a share, so $5,400 for 100 shares, and then you can do a covered call on that. This is a big, stable company, not crazy volatility, but a good place if you want something more conservative to start learning. So these things came from AI, ChatGPT. Bank of America, kind of little I would research it a lot because I think it has something to do with private credit. It's in the private credit game, I think, a little bit. Make sure you research that. Private credit is blowing up right now. So I probably would not. Bank of America would probably be my least out of this list right now, just because I don't know how much private credit they've lent out. All right, number 4, Pfizer, big drug company, ticker symbol PFE. Number 4 is Pfizer. This one's around $27 a share, so 100 shares is going to be 2,700 bucks. So this is a smaller. You can get in early and start learning how to do that. Lower cost, easier to get into, and still a well-known company. This is where it starts to become realistic for smaller accounts. All right. Number 3, AT&T, ticker symbol just the letter T. Number 3, AT&T, about $25 a share, so around $2,500 for 100 shares. This is another cheaper stock, decent liquidity, and a good way to practice selling options without putting too much money on the line, right? So I got a buddy that's doing the number 2 stock coming up here, and he is learning how to do covered calls. One of the mistakes he made the second time he did it was he didn't look at, he bought a call instead of sold a call. So we had to fix that. You just have to, it's trading. This stuff is paying attention to detail. It's all it is. If you it's not that hard once you learn it. Once it clicks, it's very, very easy. Number two, the stock my buddy's trading is SoFi, ticker symbol SOFI. It is an online banking company. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's blowing up. Its advertising is everywhere. This is where it gets interesting. About $18 a share. So if you're looking at roughly $1,800, so this is $1,800 to get in on one contract. So buy 100 shares first, and then you do a contract on top of that. Now you're getting into the price range where almost anyone can start, and the stock moves enough to actually make it worth it. So he's collecting about $35 a week on premium. SoFi today started blowing up like the rest of the stock market, so he called me. So what should I do? And he was at a 0.75 delta, so I'm like, I need to roll it up and out. All right, the number one stock for beginners or a small account is Ford. Ticker symbol just F. Number one is Ford. This is probably one of the best beginner stocks out there. At around $12 a share, you only need $1,200 for 100 shares. This is where I would tell most people to start, because you can learn everything without risking a lot of money. Here's the key. These stocks are not about making huge money right away. They're about learning the process, how to do covered calls, how to roll them, how to pick delta, theta, all that kind of stuff. How options work, how premiums work, how to stay consistent. Because once you understand this, you can scale up into bigger stocks, bigger premiums, and real income, like Tesla or one of the bigger stocks that I had on the last video. But if you jump straight into expensive stocks without knowing what you're doing, you're going to get burned. All right? So that is true. I've been burned a couple times, but I'm pretty conservative. I mean, I guess my overall portfolio, people would not say conservative because I'm in heavily on one stock, but I have to grow my account faster, because if you don't know, if you're new here, I lost everything at around age 50 in 2018. I lost my career. I was $65,000 in debt, and I had to start from scratch at 50, which is no big. It's kind of a big deal. So start small, learn the system, and build. That is how it actually works. If you want to learn how to generate income every week selling option, hit subscribe, because I break down it step by step. And that is it. We're going to jump probably into Robinhood just to show you what I did today. As far as I had to roll an option way out in September because Tesla just started skyrocketing, and then I collected like 10 grand worth of premium from that and bought another 100 shares. Actually, we're not going to jump into Robinhood. I just told you what I did. The surprise as far as day trading, so this is pretty amazing. Day trading, to become a day trader, you need $25,000 in cash, not including margin, $25,000 liquid cash in your buying power to become a day trader, which just means you're doing a couple trades a day. I think 5 trades a week or something like that. I get flagged for it every once in a while, and it's kind of annoying because the flagging isn't really actually true, because I still have $25,000 in debt. I mean, in cash. It just sometimes the trades don't settle till that evening, so it thinks I'm under 25K. Anyway, the rule is changing to only have to have $2,000 in your in cash in your buying power. So that I believe it's coming out yesterday or today, and it's going to take 45 days to implement. I heard that. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure it's true. I will research, and if it's not true, I will come back and tell you. Anyway, I hope your day is going well. I hope you paid your taxes April 15th. And that is it. And if you have any comments, like, subscribe, and tell me anything you want to hear with selling covered calls. That is it. Have a great day.